Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. His name is Tim Duckworth. How are you, sir?
Great.
Somebody stole my hat, but I brought a new one.
What's this one? Oh my God, I got one of those too. I got multiple of those. This is a good one. It's a good
one, right? It's a good one.
I always like the sky
Shout out
blue.
to new sponsor of the show.
No,
Full Tilt Poker.
no.
Well, we are working with PokerStars now, and PokerStars acquired the Full Tilt assets and all of that sort of stuff. So this is fitting.
It's fair. Fair game. I'm gonna wear mine tomorrow.
Right?
I'm gonna wear my maroon.
Right? I mean, come on. This is
one.
fair game. This is fair game. Let's go.
I always
baby.
liked it backwards. I was the backwards one.
I was a Full Tilt guy over a PokerStars guy by a mile back then. More recently, I was very much a PokerStars guy, but back in the day, the Full Tilt stuff was simply incredible. Absolutely
Greatest merch ever.
incredible. Greatest everything.
Yeah,
honestly. All right, on today's show, Ian Johns, a winner, 10K limit Hold'em championship. The seniors high roller is not done yet. They bagged up with 4 players remaining. We'll touch on that event. We got an update on the Monster Stack. We'll also touch on the 1K PLO, the 1500 Razz, and the 10K Big O. Got to do some shout outs. So those are coming. And then we'll touch on, all this other stuff that's possibly going on here at the WSOP, or, what's coming up on Sunday, June 15th, which is Father's Day. And because it's 12:30 a.m., it is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day to you, too.
That's right, baby. Shout out to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Isn't that what Bryn Kenny tweeted or some nonsense one time? I don't know. All the fathers out there should go play on PlayPokerGo.com is what they should do. It's where all the action is at. Just tell the wife and kids, say, listen, all I want to do all Sunday long is I want to play poker, and I want to play free online poker. PlayPokerGo.com. Ring games, tournaments, sit and goes, and those sit and goes are now branded no gamble, no future, and they have the wheel of gain attached to them. Authentic online poker for everyone, anywhere. Play Poker Go is available on the web, on iOS, and on Android, or I believe, as Lon McCarron said today on the broadcast, iOS.
Close enough.
I'm pretty sure he said iOS, and immediately I thought of you saying WSOP.
What's up?
I was like, what is going on with these people? iOS? No, it's iOS. That's what it is. Sign up for free online poker now at playpokergo.com. Ian Johns, this guy, doesn't play often, but when he does play, he delivers. So much so that every year I wonder if I should put him on my list for 25K fantasy. And then I'm like, no, because I only see him play 2 to 3 events. That's it. Maybe 4. I don't know. But he won the $10,000 buy-in limit Hold'em championship, $282,000 in the pocket for Ian Johns. He topped a field of 118 entries. Viktor Blom got second. Anthony Zeno got third. Pedro Neves got fourth. Ryan Bambrick got fifth. Max Hoffman, sixth. David Lieberman, seventh. And good old Dean Eggs, Daniel Negreanu with another deep run, 8th place for him. 4th gold bracelet for Ian Johns. 4. That's a pretty exclusive club when you get to number 4. Who else has 4? Like, who's like in that area? I'll look that up.
Mark Mattisau is definitely one of them.
I just want to know, like, once you get up to that, I think like Brian Yoon might be one of them. That group of guys.
You want me to list some off? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just list some of them off. But like, there's
we got to start with the legend, Bobby Baldwin.
There you go.
The second legend, Mickey Appleman. The third legend, Billy Boyd. Why don't you pick people that actually participate in poker these days? I was going to say Michael. I was going to lead with Michael Adamo there, and then you added that qualifier. So Chuck Carter.
Okay.
That's a good one. Michael Gathie.
Yep.
Mike Gorodinsky, Kevin Gerhardt, Phil Hui, Lauren Klein, Chance Corneth, Mike Mattisau, we kind of already touched on, Max Pescatori, David Peters, Javier obviously just won his 4th last night, Huckseed, and Ben Yu.
We really got to talk to someone about this water.
What's wrong with the water now?
Listen. Purified water, I'm a water snob.
Okay.
Purified water is the worst water by far. Just get natural spring water. And if you want to keep it cheap, I know people think it's ghetto, but Arrowhead natural spring water is good.
I'm a Nestle Pure Life guy. But
yeah, that's horrific water.
Water is water to me.
No, it's not. It's not water.
Okay, what does the Peters household have? You got Voss or Fiji? How rich are you? What do you got in there?
No, we have yeah. I mean, whatever.
That sounds like he's got Fiji's.
Well,
he's got the Saratoga water.
I don't drink Fiji's.
Water.
I don't drink Fiji's. I try and drink natural spring water whenever I can.
Are you like, we have bottled water in the fridge. We have little ones like that size, and then we have the big ones for when I play soccer, so I can put my electrolytes in it. Are you a like water bottle house, or you like, do you have the filter in the tap? Are you a Brita? What do you guys do?
I mean, normally we just have the water that comes out of our fridge.
Got it.
Which is probably equivalent to this, but you know, when drinking bottled water, if you're going to buy bottled water, I always prefer just natural spring water.
I don't taste much.
It could be totally bogus, but it could not be. But I always so I bring, you know, I have my water bottle that I bring, my big water bottle.
Yeah,
I fill it up at home.
Correct.
I can tell the difference between this water and that water all the time, and when I drink this water, my throat gets a bit scratchy every single time. Every time.
We've been told by our plumber not to drink the water from the fridge. It's filtered, but not filtered as well as we have a filtered water tap at our sink along with the water tap. So we have two taps. And he says you should drink from that one.
All right.
Because that's filtered properly.
I derailed us. My fault.
You always derail us.
Because I needed to drink the water and I wanted to rant about it, so whatever. 4 bracelets for Ian Johns. You name some of that.
Yep.
The company that he's in now. He doesn't play a lot.
No.
As I mentioned, you know, talking to some of his friends that were around today, he was going to come out for 3 to 4 tournaments, something like that. One of those tournaments was the $1,500 horse, which he got 9th in. Pretty crazy, you know. So he had 9th in that for I think $9,000 or $10,000, and then goes on to win this tournament. His second time winning the 10K Limit Hold'em Championship event. That came in 2016, and that was also a year when he won the 1,500 horse. How crazy is that?
Bracelets, but yeah,
right. Both in that year, and then 2006, he won the 3K Limit Hold'em for $291,000. Now, he moved to second on the WSOP all-time money list for Limit Hold'em.
Okay.
Who's number one? This is my quiz to you, and I purposely left it off the rundown so that you could not read it.
Give me one hint. It's not Matt Graham
I'll tell. Okay, the first hint that I'll give you is that he does not play poker anymore. At least that I know of. We haven't seen him in years. Has multiple bracelets.
I want to say Daniel Alahi, but that doesn't feel right.
WPT World Championship is the other hint.
No. Carlos Mortensen?
David Chu.
Wow.
David Chu.
I've not seen him in a long time.
He hasn't been around in forever.
Yeah. Let's check his hand right now.
He's got, in terms of WSOP Limit Hold'em winnings, it's more than 1.2 million. Crazy, right? Absolutely.
He was
crazy.
always so nice.
He was always so nice. So nice.
Last cash 2016 for David Chu.
In this event, 10K Limit Hold'em Championship.
Yeah, 4th place.
There you go.
Crazy.
Right.
What do you think he's up to?
I got no idea.
Do you think Maury would know? Who do you think we could find out? I feel like he would probably play like Bellagio.
Maury, or I think Daniel Negreanu would know. Because I believe I've heard Daniel talk about him in the past. So, yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can find. Maybe that's going to be my.
I mean, we'll ask tomorrow. Or
yeah,
we're
going to try and find out. We'll try and get some info. David Chu, $8 million in earnings.
That's our goal. We're going to try and find out about David Chu, and we'll report back on the podcast at some point. I will also say that while we're on this topic of like kind of where are they now type of stuff, we mentioned Scott Lazar on the last episode. Yeah. You and I both did not watch the last episode because we don't like to watch ourselves. But we have no idea if Rich put the Scott Lazar clip in, producer Rich. Whether or not he did, I don't care. I just had a 10-minute conversation with Scott Lazar. I just had a 10-minute conversation with Scott Lazar.
I mean, it was just such a crazy world.
Who was partly railing. He just bagged the monster stack. He was partly railing his friend, David ODB Baker, who's also our friend.
Yep.
And he said he goes way back with ODB playing Limit Hold'em at the Commerce in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Ian Johns, though, a quiet killer when it comes to the World Series of Poker. Now, we mentioned how he doesn't chase a full schedule. He certainly does not. But, you know, he's out here for a short period of time, not grinding every single event. But when he shows up, especially when it comes to Limit Hold'em, this guy is a freaking beast, an absolute beast. So now he's got those 4 bracelets. 2 of them came in this 10K Limit Hold'em championship. He's got that other one from the 3K Limit Hold'em from back in 2006. Pretty rare company overall in terms of like specialists in one format. You know, so I would certainly say that like when it comes to Limit Hold'em, Ian Johns is up there with the best, you know, if not the best. And it is crazy to think that you can still get to 4 bracelets and not be a high volume player. Like I think of someone who's going to get to 4 bracelets, and like I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Monchek, Texas Mike, gets to 4 bracelets if he's blasting every single tournament, sometimes multiple tournaments at one time. Right?
Definitely.
Like you're just going to get there, you know. But when you have such low volume, it's hard to realize, you know, the success. And Johns is just, I mean, I guess he's proof that, you know, you can just be really effing good
at Limit Hold'em.
Yeah, he's also good at horse, I guess, too, because he had that bracelet in horse, and then he had the 9th place this year. I mean, Ian Johns, freaking killer. I remember when he won those 2 bracelets in 2016. I remember that. It was like, wow, like this guy's legit. But then it's also, I remember when he won it, and it was kind of like, okay, maybe this guy's like the new thing, you know? But as you came to realize in the couple of years after, he doesn't put in a whole big volume, so you know, you don't hear from him as often. And again, it's not that he's not a very good player. He's obviously elite, but he just doesn't put the volume in, so you don't see him every single day and whatnot.
I think I played with him 2 years ago in the 1500 Dealer's Choice, or the 1500 horse.
Okay.
And I remember asking him, I was talking about our mixed game series. And he goes, I don't really play much anymore. I kind of focus on, and I want to say, like fantasy sports.
Oh, okay.
So, I just recall that being. I'm trying to see if I can find anything online about him, but yeah, I think he was big into fantasy sports nowadays instead of, you know, full-time poker player. Yeah, he is head of NFL Angstrom.
What? I don't know what that
My
is.
passion is to use data, collaboration with others, news, and other information I can get my hands on, tackle to solve problems the best way possible. Head of NFL Angstrom. Austin, Texas, remote. Daily fantasy sports professional player.
There you
go.
There you go.
9 years before that, professional poker player. So, and then, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, shout out Ian Johns for absolutely crushing at the final table. Viktor Blom got second. I already mentioned that. He now has 3 final tables at this WSOP. He has a 2nd place finish in this event. He has a 4th place finish, and he has a 6th place finish. He has 5 total cashes. It's his 3rd 6-figure score at the 2025 WSOP. I've said it once before. I'll say it again. The maturation of Viktor Blom. This year's WSOP, I think, is another chapter in the maturation of Viktor Blom. 3 top 6 finishes. Very, very good. He's got the runner-up in the 10K Limit Hold'em. Now, he is still chasing his first WSOP bracelet. But, I mean, come on. It's coming, right? He was once wild. He was once chaotic. I mean, that's, I think, how you would describe his online play. Fearless as well.
Fearless.
You know, like, I mean, but it was like, kind of like a combination of all of those things, right? Now he's very measured. He's, you know, he seems more mild-tempered, at least like his play. He definitely has the aggressive gene still. Like, he'll get after it for sure. But that's fine. He seems composed when he plays, and it's coming. I don't know if the bracelet's going to come this year. But if Viktor Blom continues to put in the volume that he's putting in, not only one bracelet is coming, many bracelets are coming. He plays all the games. He plays them all well. He'll play limit. He'll play mixed. He'll play big bet. Doesn't matter. He'll play all the freaking buy-ins. I am interested to see if he hops in the 250K. That's what I'm interested to see.
Okay.
I can't recall if he played it in the past, but I mean, we know he can obviously play no limit hold'em well, right?
Yeah.
I also think that even if he's not, and I don't know this, but I'm saying even if he's not the most studied player, I think Viktor Blom is just naturally gifted that it doesn't necessarily matter. Like some players just have it and they just understand the game, right? You know, I know Daniel always talks about one like super high roller guy who doesn't really ever look at charts or study solvers or anything. He's basically a field player. I know who that player is, and he's freaking incredible. So, I kind of liken Blom to that sort of thing. I just don't see him grinding solvers. I mean, maybe he is, and I'm not aware of it, but I just see him more of as a naturally gifted player who can just figure things out. He can watch really good players around them, see what's working and what's not, and then quickly adapt his strategy and quickly just, crush. So it will be interesting to see the fact that he's that good. He's playing a high volume, and now that he has had this early success, now no bracelet, yes, but several deep runs with that added money in the bankroll, does he hop into the 250K? I hope so. I really do hope so. So, but we'll see. And that event kicks off on Sunday, so we will see very, very soon. The seniors high roller, they're down to the final table. They came back with like 9 million people today. They played down to the final table. They ultimately just bagged up about 20 minutes ago with 4 players remaining. We mentioned David ODB Baker. He is the chip leader with 4 left. It's David ODB Baker. Then it's Carmino Arguero. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry.
Maybe Aguirre?
Maybe. I mean, we're all over the place. Yeah. I'm sorry. Ron West and Xuansu Chen. And they're all pretty close in chips. Yeah. David Baker's got 13 million up top. Chen has 9.6 million. They were playing 200K big blind. I think they go to 250K big blind.
Correct.
Next.
Yep. 250K.
So, I mean,
average stack 40 bigs.
Yeah, they're still very close in chips. And at this stage, one pot can swing the chip lead one way or the other. 801 entries in this tournament. The final 4 are guaranteed $215,000, $646,000 up top. So as this is playing down there in the final 10 minutes or so, I am talking to Scott Lazar, and he's telling me how he played in it. He went pretty deep. I think he got 36th or something like that. 37th. He got 37th for 17,600. He said that he wants to talk to the WSOP, and he wants to suggest that they do a super seniors high roller. And his reasoning is that the seniors high roller was much tougher than last year because a lot of guys who are pretty good poker players are just turned 50.
Yeah.
So they are now eligible to play this, coupled with the fact that I think kind of the word has gotten out that if you are a good player, 50 plus, you should play these seniors events because they're pretty soft. So Scott thinks that if you make a super seniors high roller, it'll go back to being the soft like seniors high roller. Because the seniors high roller is now getting harder, but if you make that age limitation 60 for the super seniors high roller, then it'll go back to like being soft. Is basically what he's saying.
Would it also be 5K, or do you think this?
He said the same thing. He said 5K.
Okay. I can see this one would be 10, and then the super seniors could be 5.
I mean, I think 5 and 5 is fine.
Yeah.
I also think you could do both 10 and 10. I think it would draw. He said it would draw. I think he said 3 to 400. I think 400 to 450 is probably the right number.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but the WSOP. People love it. The super seniors gets how many? What's the drop off between the seniors and the super seniors?
We're talking a massive increase in buy-in. This got 800. Do you really think half the field was over 55?
You want to know who has money in poker? People that are 60 and above. Those are the ones with the money.
Not all of them. Depending how good their decisions were 40 years ago.
The majority of them have the money. Okay, the majority of them have the money.
Or at least they don't care that much.
I would say that the people who play the seniors events have way more money than like the people who play the 50K high roller.
No. Like an average person in the 50K
who are playing
versus
the 50K
average.
high roller are like playing for 3% of themselves. They probably don't have a ton of money.
They still might have $500,000 though. That's probably more than the average person.
And you don't think these freaking boomers have like millions of dollars in the bank and multiple houses and shit like this? Come on, man.
And then they threw all their money in Enron and fucking lost it all. Now they're grinding their Walmart greeters. So yeah, you got to balance the average of the net worth.
I don't know, man. I think don't sleep on the old guys in their deep pockets.
When you go to Walmart, you probably don't go to Walmart.
Don't sleep on the old guys in their deep pockets.
Everyone there's old. They're still working till they're deep into their 60s and 70s because they're poor life decisions.
The old guys got money and gals, and they are playing for way bigger percentages of themselves.
That I agree. They're definitely playing for 90+%.
So don't sleep on the seniors. Okay, just don't sleep on the seniors. So these 4 players will return on Sunday, June 15th at noon, and they will battle for the gold bracelet and for almost $650,000 up top for the winner. This episode of the PokerGO podcast is brought to you by Oats Overnight. Boom, right there, baby. I've honestly had it. I've had it every single day since what is that?
Banana bread. I didn't know they had that flavor.
The other day, well, let me finish the reading. I'll tell you this story. Oats Overnight is the official protein-packed breakfast of PokerGO. Also, you don't need to have it for breakfast. You can have it whenever you want. Oats Overnight is built for the poker lifestyle. High protein, drinkable oatmeal that's gluten-free, made with real ingredients and ready whenever you are. Whether it's a late night grind or an early start, fuel up with a healthy grab-and-go breakfast that actually tastes good. So the other day I had the bottle. Show the bottle. I had the bottle. So I actually had this bottle. But I have been having the chocolate peanut butter.
Yeah.
So I did one of those things where I filled it up with water and I put it in the fridge and came back a couple hours later and I took it out. And I went to drink it and I thought I was going to drink chocolate peanut butter because I had been drinking it and it wasn't. It was that one. Which I did purposely pick that one. I just forgot.
Yeah.
And then it just shocked me. I was like, wait. Why does this taste like, like a pancake, basically? I was all confused. But yeah.
Do we have a verdict of your favorite so far?
I'm always going to be a chocolate peanut butter guy. So it's not that they're, I don't like the sweet ones. Me personally.
Yeah.
Like I don't like a lot of sweet things.
Yeah.
That's just me. So it's not that they're bad. And when I say sweet, they're not loaded with sugar because they're not. I just don't like that sort of stuff. I love chocolate peanut butter. And if they had one of these in chocolate peanut butter banana or peanut butter banana,
you're in? Yeah. Okay.
I'd sold for life. Absolutely sold for life. It would be ridiculous. I would also, honestly, I'd have a plain one. I would just have a plain one. I love plain oatmeal. My friends say that I'm a serial killer, but
it does sound like that. Yeah.
Whatever. Speaking of killers, the Monster Stack. We got an update. What are the numbers? Where are we at? You won the bet.
I won the bet.
Congratulations.
You owe me a coffee.
I can't believe they didn't.
You were calling it over very early with 3 hours to go with registration. They needed another 800 players. That's doable.
I knew that it was over when I walked in here today.
It's doable.
I knew that it was over when I walked in here today. 100%. They had 3,604 entries on day 1D, bringing the total up to 9,920.
Record setting?
I don't know if it's record setting, but I know it beat last year. Last year was 8,703. Of course, they did add a starting flight this year, but very good turnout there. And yeah. Are you looking up last year?
I'm pulling up our doc of biggest fields to see if there's any Monster Stack on there. And
it should be
There's
close.
nothing there, and the lowest one we have is 10,000. So I feel like this is probably
it's probably
the biggest Monster Stack,
a record setter, which would make sense because it has an extra starting flight.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I've been talking to about this tournament absolutely loves it. They've been raving about it. They're like, this is. Some people have been joking that this is the real mini main event. The mini main event is kind of it's kind of a crapshoot. Like it's just it's everything just condensed. I think you play half hour, 40-minute levels. It's very fast. This thing is like a legit. It's a $1,500 version of the main event in a lot of ways. It's very long. It's extended. The only thing that's different from the actual main event and this tournament is that this one, although it is freeze out per flight, you can still have re-entries because you can enter each flight once. So you can enter 4 times. My main takeaway is that with this tournament, what would I say? 9,920. Yeah, 9,920 entries. My takeaway is that Once again, the WSOP is proving that it is in a league of its own. It doesn't matter. It still does not matter. The WSOP is so far above everything else, as far as I'm concerned. 99.20 is the number for a $1,500 buy-in. I want to put this into context, okay? And this is going to sound like it's a shot, and it's not a shot. I just need to use it for comparison because this is the event that everyone raved about. Compare it to the WPT Prime Championship.
Which one? Yeah.
Huh? I mean, let's just compare it to the most recent one. It had 9,670. $1,100 buy-in. So right there.
Cheaper.
WSOP beat it, yet WSOP is more money. Okay? Also, WPT Prime Championship. Double the bullets allowed. You were allowed 1 reentry per flight. So you could fire 8 max. Here you can only fire 4 max. It frees out per flight. They also dangled a $5 million guaranteed prize pool for marketing.
They did, yes.
Right? So there's that. Now, again, that's not to say that the WPT Prime Championship isn't a tremendous event, because it is. It's freaking awesome. But nothing compares to the WSOP. It's so astonishing. It's both astonishing and it's not astonishing. It's not astonishing because we know that WSOP is the biggest and the best. Always, right? It comes to the WSOP main event like it's the best 10K.
Yep.
You know, it's also astonishing because they just keep doing it. Every single year. It does not matter. It just absolutely does not matter. You know, so it's just crazy. Both were massive fields, again, in that comparison between those two. You know, but when you do level the playing field for the fact that, you know, one allowed for double the reentries, the WSOP just absolutely crushes and holds the crown. They got the brand equity. They got the prestige. They attract the players. It does not matter. The players come, they flock to the WSOP, which is a lot of it is just history. You can never fight with history. It's like when there's a girl you're chasing after, but she might have just broken up with her boyfriend.
Okay.
And they were going out for, let's say, 5 or 6 years. But she's like still toying with the idea of like getting back together with him or staying with him. Or she can move on to the fresh new thing. My point is that she's probably always going to go back to that guy because they have history. And you can't F with history. The history will always win. And there is so much history with the WSOP for so long that people, like, it's propped up the brand. It's propped up the prestige. It's what everyone knows. So it's all tilted heavily in the WSOP favor. And it just simply remains that there is no replica for what the WSOP can deliver. This tournament is freaking out of control. Almost 10,000 entries in a $1,500 buy-in tournament. Wild stuff. So again, I just want to make it clear, both of those tournaments are incredible tournaments, right? But like, I just feel like in December, we all rave about the WPT.
Yeah.
This is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. Yeah, but it is still that the WSP is the best. And that's not that two things can't be great. It is. But there is clearly a 1 and clearly a number 2. That's just how it is. So those are my thoughts there. I don't think that they've released the prize pool.
I didn't see anything come out, but you know they probably have to confirm
reconcile all the entries.
We do all that
stuff.
fancy accounting stuff, and we'll probably hear about it tomorrow when
the fancy accounting stuff. Shouldn't it be just like super fast into the app?
Ooh.
I have another update on the app, by the way, or another suggested update for the app, and this actually came from a floor man, Ant. He said, because I was talking about my thing where you should just be able to press a button and it calls the floor for you. Like you press a button when you need a floor call. Basically, all the different tournament directors out there, like their laptop like lights up red or it beeps or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It says the table number. You know, you basically click like when I order an Uber, it goes to like all these different drivers and then one driver accepts.
Someone takes
same sort of thing for this, right? Okay. This is Uber for floor calls. Is what it is. So one tournament director is going to press, okay, I accept. They're going to head to that table. It shuts off on everyone else's iPads. Boom, we're done.
Yep.
Another one, and this was from Ant. This is freaking genius, and I'm so mad I didn't think about it. But this is the best one that I've heard. When you have these massive, shout out massive. When you have these massive tournaments that are going on, like the Monster Stack is going to be a great example, and you're on the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on the microphone, they're walking around, they're like, okay, every dealer has to stand up when you're done with the hand. Why doesn't the dealer, when they're done with the hand, just press the button on the app?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And then like on the tournament director's iPad, which has the layout of all the tables, like, it all turns like red, but like you see which ones are green, which means they're still playing a hand. Also, along those same lines, and this is where I stepped in because I said, Ant, that's absolutely incredible. Best idea I've heard in terms of, the next level for the app. I said, let's add one more thing. When there's an all-in and a call during the bubble, the dealer should just press like all-in and call. Like that should be another option. So then, like for example, WSOP main event, Jack's running around with the microphone. What table? Oh, table 143. Okay, let's head over to 140. Like, where's that? Oh, it's over here in the corner. Like you just know where it is immediately. Like, so those things should be built in. I feel like they should be in the next app update, like next week.
How hard can do it tomorrow?
How hard can those be to add in? But those I think would be great additions. You don't have to do the whole like floor. What table? Table 43. Where?
I actually you're praising the app. I think we've praised it a lot. I found a little error. No error. A little bit of a glitch. I'm looking at the Razz chip counts. I know we're skipping ahead. And I was like, why has everyone got 2 million? That can't be right.
I saw that the other day too.
I guess when you're in the 100,000s, it says 975 or whatever.
Yeah.
But once you hit the millions, it just rounds up. So if you have a 1,020,000, it just says 1M. If you have 1,000,005, it goes to 2M. Now, not a big deal, Tim.
I have similar issues with this, with the way that we display chip counts on our streams.
I know you do. I agree with that too.
Because we only use one decimal place, and I'm like, no, like sometimes it's, you can't.
The problem I see is come the main event. When we're in the 10s and the 20s, and but everyone's going to be in that. So everyone could have the same chip count, but we know that's not true. So I'm wondering if they could maybe add a decimal spot or two.
Well, I'll tell you, I know how they could add one. They could make the font small.
Yeah, we hear about your font complaints nonstop.
It is ridiculously big. Also, as it relates to the monster stack thing, I'm bringing this idea up again. Okay, and I've brought it up before. I'm offering it again. The WSOP absolutely positively needs to offer these single day turbo bracelet events. The single day turbo events, but just make them bracelet events and do it during the multi-flight monster stacks. You know how many people I know that bagged day 1A of the monster stack and basically went to Aria for their single day tournaments? Boris Angelov, who's on our fantasy team, I'm pretty sure bagged day 1A and then went and won a 3K at the win.
He didn't finish second?
No, he won the 3K at the win. He won it.
Wasn't that the Michael Wang one? No, that was 1,600.
That was that. But this was a 3K at the win where I think he beat Cherish Andrews heads up. But it's like, if you have somebody who bags day 1A and they have 3 days off, every day at let's say 5 or 6 p.m., there should be a 1K or a $1,500 turbo for a bracelet event that ends at 3 a.m.
You need to keep him on property.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Why lose the liquidity to all these other venues?
Exactly.
Keep everyone here. And another thing is if you were to ever say oh, we don't have the space, you and I have been walking around here plenty at 5 or 6
empty
p.m.
tables, yeah.
I mean, they've done a really good job with the new layout of things. I love it. But there is a lot of space to get all this stuff done. So, I wouldn't want that leakage of these people going to the other venues. Yeah. Have them stay here. Now, on the flip side, if I'm another venue, I'm packing single days all over Monster Stack, Millie Make, all that sort of stuff, right? Because I'm let's go. And then during the WSP main event, you could have because the buy-in is much larger. It's a 10K. You could have single day 2,500s or 3Ks. And I don't think you could ever push back and say oh, we don't want, that's lame if they do single day turbos for a bracelet. Well, I mean, that whole idea has already jumped the shark, so it doesn't matter anymore, right? Bracelets are bracelets. They mean a whole crap ton in poker. So let's just keep throwing them out there. Get all the revenue that you can, baby. Let's keep us all in this place going nuts. That would be a lot of fun. Now, I wouldn't run them every single night. I would only run them during these big multi-flights when so many people, AJ Kelsall bagged, I believe, 1A or 1B of the monster stack. And he's just literally just walking around here today. Because he doesn't have anything to do. He's well, if I go play the Big O and I happen to bag, then I have to play that and day 2 of the monster stack at the same time. So I'm just not doing anything.
He could go play a 1 day mix somewhere else though.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. You don't want him to go play somewhere else. You want him to fire like a $1,500 turbo.
Okay, yeah.
At night here. You get the rake here. Like that's what, you know what I mean? Like that's what you're trying to achieve. You don't want people going elsewhere, right? You also, secondary to that, you don't want them walking around doing nothing. You want them spending some dough.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that idea still holds a lot of weight. Now, I think they should do it. Like, I think that it would be great. It would probably add, let's say, 12 bracelets to the schedule, but whatever. That's fine. Who cares? I think it would be great. Great. So, yeah. The 1K PLO, where are they at?
7 plays. They're down to 7.
What's going on over there? This tournament was flying today.
Yeah. Notable still-in, biggest one for us, Dylan Weissman, 6th in chips. Carlos Livia, chip leader. Human Nigzad, 2nd in chips. Josh Palmer, 3rd in chips. 7 left. So, big first prize of $237,000.
So I was over there kind of checking out the field earlier today and chatting with Dylan Weissman. We were chatting about Phil Sternheimer, and I said, it's great to see Phil win. He's been doing this forever. Like, it's great to see him get a first bracelet. And Dylan said, like, yeah, that's great. And then Dylan mentioned that he coaches Phil Sternheimer.
Oh.
Which I'm assuming he coaches him in Pot Limit Omaha.
Probably, yeah.
And he obviously won the PLO 8. I mean, that's a pretty damn good coach to have if you're Sternheimer or Dylan Weissman, right?
Yes.
Like, that's absolutely incredible. So I just thought that was a little tidbit there. And I know that they did that group photo.
Yeah.
And then Dylan came over after because he was in another tournament. He was late and he did his own photo with Phil. So plan is to play this one out tomorrow. Not tomorrow, today, on Sunday, with 7 or 8.
7 left.
7 left. All right, $237,000.
It was supposed to finish today. Today, it was only a 2-day event.
No, see, I don't agree.
That's what the structure says.
No, but it's not that I don't agree. Let me take that back.
Okay.
Scratch that from the record. I think I saw on Twitter that they changed it to a 3-day event. I thought that's what I saw people talking about.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it's a 3-day event no matter what now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. The $1,500 Razz, are they done yet? I mean, I hear the vacuum, so they must be done, right?
Yeah, final table set. But
does that mean, I don't know if that means they're stopping.
I think they are still playing. Let's have a look at the clock, bringing it up right now. There is no clock. So I'm guessing they have bagged.
Yeah,
at 9
the clocks
players.
are stopped over there.
Yeah.
I just looked. Sean Deeb in the mix for another WSOP gold bracelet.
My boy, leading though.
Hold on. Sean Deeb's a story. Okay, come on. He's going to go for bracelet number 7. It's absolutely ridiculous. Alan Lee.
My boy, leading. 2.3 million.
Why is he your boy?
I like Alan Lee.
Alan Lee's great.
That's the only reason.
I mean, the top 3. Alan Lee, chip leader. Max Coleman, 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Both Alan Lee and Max Coleman have a bracelet. They're going for their 2nd. Sean Deeb, 3rd. He's going for bracelet number 7. You also have Jeannie David is in there. You have Gabe Ramos is in there. Him and his 2 dogs are in there.
You see the dogs out there? I didn't see them today.
They were here earlier for sure. Okay. I don't know if he might have went and put them in his room or whatever, but they were for sure here earlier. They're always very well behaved. Not that I necessarily think that dog should be in the poker room, because I do not. But these dogs specifically are just funny because you don't realize that, because they are so quiet. It's like weird. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's 2 dogs there. That's very weird. But anyway, yeah. Jason Lippener is in there. What are we playing for in this one?
I just closed it.
$126,000. Some deep runs were had by Scott Abrams, 13th, Johannes Becker, 16th, Todd Brunson, 19th, Jim Colopy, 20th, Hal Rotholtz was in there, Phil Hui, Sean Troha, Mickey Doft. Shout out Mickey Doft, 47th place, the Razz Master himself.
Cashed it 3 times in a row, I think he told me today.
Wow.
Razz expert over there.
I know he was kind of short-ish on the bubble, so able to squeak in there. Calvin Anderson got into the money. Matt Vangren got into the money. So a lot of big names playing the Razz. Razz, the game of the future, right? That's what they say. I think Matt Savage cashed too.
He did cash, yeah.
Did he for
Hit
sure?
a lot of chips at one point yesterday. Big stack.
And then what happened? They colored him up and he lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Savage finished in 25th place for $4,000. Cool. $10,000 Big O Championship. Day one has just ended about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, something like that. 323 entries. Look up last year's field for me, please. See how that stacks up. James Chen US looks to be the chip leader. Another player that I thought we should put him on our list to draft, because when it comes to having some sort of Omaha tournament, I don't care if it's a Big O, PLO, PLO 8, Omaha 8 or better, it doesn't matter. James Chen's going to have results at the WSOP. He always does.
332 last year, so they're already there. Right on it.
Well, 323 this year. They're obviously going to get the whole bunch of registrations. Are there re-entries in this one? I know it's a 10K, but these big bets, I don't know.
So.
They're going to get for sure over 350. I just don't know. I don't know if they would get to 400.
One re-entry per player.
Yeah, exactly. So they're probably going to hit 400 in this thing. I mean, some of these numbers this year are just freaking bananas. So James Chen looks like he's in there. Matthew Wantman looks like he's in there. Tyler Phillips, Sam Soverall, Aaron Kupin, Nick Schulman. Nick Schulman's an interesting one because, I mean, this is something that I want to hit on. The schedule. Like, isn't he going to play the 250K?
Yes.
He's for sure played it in the past. 100%.
But he can essentially make day 3 of the Big O and still play the 250K.
Yes. I just assume that the 250K is like you would want to get started early, right?
Sure. Well, there's only one person registered right now, so.
Who is it? Matthew Belcher?
No.
Who?
David Peters.
Oh.
So yeah, he technically has 3 days of Big O tournament play before he needs to get in that one.
Well, I don't know why you would schedule it like this. Like, why you would have this 10K? Because there are. So here's the thing. Like, this is going to sound very weird, but I do think this is partly how you should construct your schedule at the WSOP. Like, maybe it's like a 5% of like the big picture thoughts, but I would want to construct a schedule for the WSOP where Daniel Negreanu is here playing every single day.
Isn't he already?
He's off today because he's not going to get in the Big O and then go play the 250. Right? I mean, he's off today, right? I
guess we'll see on his vlog in the morning, but yeah, that does make sense. Unless it was day 2 of something.
What I'm getting at is
no. He was here today.
Oh, he was here. Well, yeah, but he didn't. But I'm saying, like, you want him here, like you want him just constantly hopping in the events, right? Now I'm using him as an example, but like you also want like a Phil Hellmuth, et cetera. Like you want all these big guys, right? Now, the reason why I bring that up is because, or like another one is a Jeremy Osmus. I'm pretty sure he took off today. I mean, I don't think he played this tournament. I don't.
Jesse Lonis definitely was off today because he tweeted about it.
Yeah, because these guys are all going to play the 250K, so they're basically taking a day off, which you shouldn't want that. Like, you should want these guys here every single day. So if you just move the 250K, instead of starting on Sunday, it started today. Those guys, Negreanu, Osmus, even a Schulman, right? Like, they're never going to play the monster stack over the 250K. Never in a million years. Now, a couple of them might hop into the Big O, right? Or the other option for them is they're going to take the day off.
Yeah.
So I just don't like that. I would rather just have them all crammed into that 250K and go that route. Because you can also have the big, like, you could have basically swapped the days. Because then if they bust the 250K, which is an ultra premium event, they can all hop into that Big O because it has that day and a half of registration, right?
I mean, if I'm looking at it. The schedule we have here, if you bump, I'm looking very forward till Friday, the 50K high roller one day, the horse championship one day, the 25K one day. You can essentially start the 250K on Monday right? As we've kind of discussed, and then it doesn't affect any of the high rollers behind it. Because you move something, it's gonna there's gonna be a ripple effect. But there is a day off on Monday, June 23rd, from all the high rollers, and then the 50K starts. So there is some room there where we could satisfy what you're saying. You push the 250K one day, you push the 25K PLO one day, the horse championship one day, the 50K PLO one day, and it does all line up pretty nicely, like you suggested. And look, the 250K is going to overlap the Razz championship. Okay, we're going to lose like 4 to 10 players at max from the Razz championship, but I don't think
probably not even.
You could actually then move the Razz championship forward one day, to offset that too. So there's lots of those little day here, day there tweaks they could have done to change a lot of different things. And yeah, it's a couple more entrants here and there I think matters in the long run.
Yep. So yeah, the 250K starts on Sunday. It's going to be bananas. How many did we say it got last year? We mentioned it.
I guess
yesterday.
77. Let's have a look. 75.
I'm going to say over 80. There's re-entry. There's one re-entry at least, right?
I'll take unders.
You'll take unders.
For the coffee.
All right, for the coffee. We're going to run it back.
Okay.
Clearly, I'm the one that's bullish on all the numbers here, and clearly you're the one that is bearish.
No, 80's a good line. No, 80's a very good line. But I was feeling like that 77 number, so that's why I'm going to stay with 77, take the unders. That's all.
Okay.
77 is still up from last year. I'm still bullish, just not as bullish as you.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. In addition to the 250K super high roller that starts on Sunday, we have the $500 Salute to Warriors, always an enormous field for that one. And then I forget how much of the money, but some of the money goes to charity, which is great. It's a good initiative to have one of those tournaments at the WSOP for sure. And then also the tournament that I want to strike from the schedule, the $2,500 OE.
No, we got to keep it
Omaha high-low / stud high-low.
I believe it's $40 of each entry for Salute to Warriors will be donated to the United Service Organizations and other veteran organizations. What's actually surprising to me, already 600 people registered for that event.
It's not really surprising.
Yeah, I guess seeing a lot of veterans, that kind of stuff that play poker is probably definitely want to support the USO there.
Yeah, I think it's. I think that tournament's great. For what it is, small buy-in. You have that charity element, which I think is good.
Yep.
It's great PR too for the WSOP. So, yeah. I do want to do some shout outs here because I meant to do shout outs yesterday and I didn't. I know we did the whole email thing yesterday, the community card segment, but I want to do some special shout outs to people from the last 2 days that at least I gave hats to. So on Friday, I met Mike and Brian, and if it's not Brian, I'm sorry because my mind says Brian, and I think it's Brian. And he'll know because there's a special thing that he did. He said he pledged 2% of his daily deep stack play or something to our coffee fund. Now, I haven't heard from him since, which means he probably got eliminated.
Yeah.
And if his name's not Brian, I'm deeply sorry. I'm very bad at names all the time.
I'm terrible.
I try and do these things where I repeat the names over and all in my head over and over again, but I still suck at it. So just forgive me. Got Chris as well. And then Dave from Montana. He said, give Montana a shout out.
Love Montana.
That's what he said. My uncle lives in Montana.
Really? Does he have a cool ranch I can go stay at?
Lives in Missoula.
My goal is to retire on a ranch in Montana.
A big
property.
I don't know if it's a ranch or whatever, but yeah, he's got a barn on it.
I want to sit on the porch and have my shotgun there in case a fucking black bear comes.
Shotgun.
I don't know what farm life in Montana is. Ride some horse with my cowboy hat. Doing that is my
so weird.
That's my dream.
You could go do that if you want. And then today, David Toe, who I talk to regularly, but saw him today. So shout out to David. And then another David, well, this one's Dave G, who caught us on dinner break. And then we gave him a hat as well. We went back over there and gave him a hat. So yeah, hats are going fast.
We're halfway through them all.
It's unbelievable.
Under 50 to go. It's only, what is it? June 14th?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're flying.
When did you get the hats? Like, how long has it been? Has it been 10 days? Has it been 6 days?
No, I think we got it last Thursday. So it's been about 10 days. Yeah, 10 days we've had them. 50 out the door. There's only 50 left. And no, I am not re-upping the order.
I still think you should. I don't know why.
It's the FOMO. You should see these guys.
Here's what I would do. If I were you, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to tell you what I would do. I would say,
I'm not going to listen.
If I get rid of all the hats by June 25th, then I'll re-up them. Meaning you make the people flock to steal the inventory, and then you know that there is the demand there.
Yeah, but the problem is they won't get done until well past the World Series.
Well, that's not my fault.
I know. We're sticking with 100.
You just need to figure
Next year, you can take the hat job back. You can order 400 if you want.
I'm done with the hats. I told you are in charge of the hats. I think these are the best hats that we've had, for sure. I really like them. I like my full tilt hat better. But
next year, they're going to be full tilt poker hats.
I mean, I think they're.
Maybe
great.
we could do the PokerGO pod. Like, would we get sued for that if we did the PokerGO podcast logo as the red triangle?
Let's just not. How about that? Let's just. If you have to ask the question, let's just avoid it entirely. Cool, okay, let's just pretend that we didn't have that conversation. All right, I have nothing else unless you do.
I just want to wish you guys are listening to this or watching this on Sunday, which is Father's Day. We already mentioned at the top of the show. I just want to wish all you fathers out there, dads out there, a happy Father's Day. I don't know what you have planned. I'm getting some donuts.
What do you mean? What the hell do you think I have planned? I'm going to be here.
No, in the morning, though. Morning with the family.
Here.
I'm getting donuts and coffee. I'm going to try and get a workout in. I'm going to come in a little late because we don't have a stream.
Any of that.
Because we don't have a stream. So that's my plans. But you at home, wish you guys happy Father's Day. Call your dad. I tried calling my dad 2 times tonight and yesterday. He just showered me. But you know what?
Busy.
Here's the funny thing. Yesterday, called my wife and spoke to her and the kids, but doesn't answer the phone call from me. Maybe I've upset him.
He called you?
Yeah. What did I do?
I mean,
I tried.
Clearly, he just doesn't like you.
I guess not.
No. Yeah. Shout out to all the dads out there.
Yep.
I can't. I don't know why I have that Bryn Kenny thing in my head. I mean, it's just whatever. All right. He's Tim Duckworth. My name is Donnie Peters, and we will talk to you guys next time.